Jake Patera, John Del Calo, or as I like to call you, Don Gel Calo.
Cal John Dalla. What up, Rain Dog?
How are you, buddy? Dude, I almost don't want to stop talking about Entourage right now.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to filter away or to
Man, you have me excited
pivot
for
away
this.
from.
Not only that, but I don't know that John will ever share this publicly again. But he put together a clip that was, man.
I was just the messenger on that one. I gave the idea from the idea man to the video man, and I just walk around showing it to strangers in malls.
Do you want?
It'll be on the internet by the end of the summer, I think. There's a certain date I have in mind.
All right, well, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
All right, man. Did you bring your coin with you?
I'm sure I got one. I
All
hope it's
right.
a lucky one.
Heads we're talking Impractical Jokers for an hour. Tails, we're talking a little stinker murderer.
Little Stinker Murder. Tails, Heads is Impractical Jokers. Murderers.
You know,
All right.
I was kind of rooting
lucky.
for Impractical Jokers this time.
One of these days,
You're gonna get
there will be an episode about the boys.
dog. I have a surprise for you coming up soon. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All right.
But you're gonna be very happy with what I have planned for you.
oh my God.
It's all because of you. It might be the most romantic thing anyone will ever do for you.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
John, if it's any consolation to you, behind you is the loser board.
Fuck yes, dude. All right. We're going to probably talk about the Jokers for the first 15, 20 minutes, right? Damn, what is the surprise going to be? No, all right.
You'll never guess this. In a million years, you will never guess this, but I know you are going to be on cloud nine.
You're going to get me a dinner date with Sal. I know what's happening.
Not too far off.
Murr, come in here.
All right. I mean, don't let me get carried away. I could talk all damn day about the Jokers, about those damn tenderloins.
Dude, what if I brought him in here and we did an episode called Talking Murder? Would you be happy with that?
Is that something you might be interested in? That's an Entourage riff that you're going to appreciate years from now when you finally watch it. All right, we're going to go murder again.
Yeah, we're doing it, baby.
What do you got for me this week?
Dog, we have none other than the pride of Milwaukee, Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer.
That's that fool that be eating people out here?
Yeah, he being people, dog.
I don't know shit about him.
Oh,
I
my
just
God.
know that he's a cannibal.
Dude, I remember hearing about him for the first time in 1991 when the news first broke.
Oh, okay, it was the 90s?
It was 1991.
All right.
Where everything popped off. It was July 21st, 1991 that he got caught.
Was he a name on the news before that? People were looking for him actively?
Well,
Okay.
here's the deal. Like, for a lot of different reasons, he's a little stinker. And I'm going to try to go in chronological order here just to make it easier to follow along with.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot that this is supposed to be murderers who are funny. I was like, wait, what did this guy do that's funny? He was a class clown.
Well, he was.
Nice.
I swear, dude. That's
fucking knew it.
That's one of the great things that I found out about Jeffrey Dahmer was that he was literally a little stinker in high school. All right. So, just to give a little background. So, he was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1960.
Okay.
Shortly thereafter, his family moved out. They moved to Ohio. His dad was a chemist. They were in Milwaukee, I think, until 66. And they had they moved to Ohio for his dad's job. His dad was a chemist, and the writing was on the wall pretty early on. The mom was super fucked up and detached emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
And the dad just threw everything he did into his work, and he was chasing a PhD. So
Damn.
everything
Wasn't even a fucking doctor of chemistry. He was just doing the open mic circuit, trying to work his way up.
Yeah, so that was his thing, and poor Dahmer, man, he was on his own for years. And like, as you hear about like all the shit that he endured as a child, like you get like within like a paragraph, you're just like, oh yeah, I even without knowing what I know, the writing's on the wall for all of this. So as a kid, man, his mom wouldn't fucking pay any attention to him. The dad didn't want anything to do with him. And then after a while, his mom got knocked up again, and they had a little brother. Now,
Same dad?
Same dad, yeah. I mean, they were at odds, but, you know, every dog has his day. So Lionel was busting Joyce's cheeks out.
Yeah, Dr. Lionel.
Yeah. So he knocked her up again, and the fucked up thing was like the mom took to that son.
Okay.
So
How much younger was he?
I'm not sure, but let's see. They moved to Ohio in '66. So it was by the early '70s. His mom had given birth again to his little brother David, and then at that point, the mom was still fucked up. She seemed like a hypochondriac, and Dahmer was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna fucking do my own thing and just be fucking detached from everybody else, I guess. And it wasn't really until he got to high school where people started to notice like how fucked up he was.
Yeah.
One of the earliest recorded moments of him doing fucked up shit was he lived in Bath, Ohio, and their property, which was actually for sale as recently as a couple years ago, for a reasonable price. I think it was less than $200,000. They had a significant amount of acreage that was just woods where he can get lost in.
Damn.
And for a fucked up kid who is ultimately into cannibalism and necrophilia.
Yeah, he's probably got guns and knives.
Modon. Yeah. So, dude, he's got his own setup out there. And one of the things that he did, one of the first recorded fucked up things that he did was he found a dead dog in the woods. He cut the dog's head off the carcass.
Jesus Christ.
And then he nailed the dog's body to a tree.
Oh, my God. How old is he?
This was probably before high school.
All right. Jesus
So,
fucking Christ.
Still a kid, but not, I don't even know that he knows what he's doing. He just knows that he likes this. And one of the things...
enough. That's enough
Yeah.
to know.
Now, backtracking a little bit, his dad, as a way to connect with him, would teach him how to dissolve bones in acid.
Damn.
And he says one of the most pleasing sounds that he remembered experiencing as a child was listening to his dad gather animal bones from under the house.
Oh, it wasn't the sound of it like dissolving and
No. It was like the dad gathering them and like kind of bundling them up. Yeah.
God damn. How many animals died under their porch?
It was basically a cat swinger house.
Man, all right. That's before this motherfucker can drive a car, he's already nailing shit to trees and
It's kind of like I'm thinking,
enjoying the sound of bones collecting.
Yeah, this is kind of, you've heard of like ASMR. This is ASMKILLER. But I don't know. One of the things that I first thought of when I heard that he was fucking nailing dead animals to trees was maybe he had a tree house and the No Girls Allowed sign wasn't doing the trick. I'd be interested to find out like what the girl entry
It was a female
point
dog.
was at that point.
No bitches allowed.
I never thought of that.
Jesus Christ. That's like, what do people do? You can burn ants with a magnifying, like the
Yeah.
tropes of being a childhood,
Yeah.
like possible serial killer.
Squirrel torture.
Frogs, right? What do you do with frogs? Oh, like M80. That was like Beavis and Butthead, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Put the
wow.
M80 in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
frog.
Yeah.
But like once an animal is like furry, you know what I mean? Like a domesticated pet, you're like, you can just chop the head off of it, dead or alive. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Woo, that is
Whose dog was
fucked
it?
up.
Was it?
I don't know. It was just a random dog that had died in the woods. I don't know that it belonged to anybody, but it was
Okay.
just. There's so many times where things just seem to fall in Dahmer's lap, and that's
And
bad.
that dead dog was free as hell.
Yeah, that was kind of like the toe in the water for doing fucked up shit. And then as shit progresses, when Dahmer ultimately gets his own apartment, like, man, there's just so many weird circumstances that line up for him to just be able to cut dudes' heads off.
I could just picture him shopping in IKEA for animal carcasses. Like, well, what would look good on this wall?
Do you think a serial killer's finding like a dead animal in the woods is like a normal person's equivalent of finding porn in the woods?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
some
like
old,
that's how
some
you
old
learn
serial
it.
killer leaves it there for him.
So what did he do as a class prank? Bring in munchkins that were really human skin?
Dude, I'm very interested now to find out how many other serial killers were pranksters. Or just murderers, because 2 episodes in a row now. We had OJ, even Manson, too, with going with the creepy crawl shit. Where he would break into people's houses and rearrange furniture.
Oh, yeah.
So now we got Manson
Super
doing
creepy.
that, OJ doing fucking Juiced, and being one of the finest comedic actors of our time.
A legitimately funny
Just
actor.
Incredible.
But what would you consider Dahmer's prank? The nailing of the decapitated dog to the tree?
So, his pranks left such an impression on his high school classmates. By the way, he was drinking in school beginning freshman year.
Damn.
He would drink scotch during school.
Jesus
freshman
Christ. How fucking cool was this guy?
year. Yeah. The coolest. But, dude, he was fucking getting hammered in school. And at this point, like, I think his need for attention is starting to reach, like, a boiling point.
You okay?
Just like the heads on his stove. But he reaches this point, and classmates began to refer to it as doing a Dahmer.
Whoa.
And he had 2 very big pranks. Do you want to take a guess as to what one or both were?
I mean, one of them had to be fart related, right? He ripping farts in class?
No.
I think he's a biter. You know, like, I'm just kidding. I'm just Dahmering.
He was biting farts. No.
A horse boy?
His 2 big pranks were faking seizures.
That's awesome.
That's fucking actually funny. Certified stinker now.
And faking cerebral palsy.
How do you fake
Like
cerebral
class
palsy?
by class? You have to. That's a dedicated long-term bit.
Oh, we
Dude.
got a substitute.
But dude, the great part was he wouldn't just do this in school. He would go to the local mall and do both.
Yes. He was an OG Impractical Joker.
He was, man.
Him, OJ. We have a new lineup of Impractical Jokers right now.
Is Dahmer still? No spoilers. I don't want to know if he's still alive or not.
So he would do this shit at school and at the mall. And it got to the point where there was a certain group of guys that took a liking to him. And this dude who's a graphic illustrator now, this guy that goes by Durf.
Goes by Durf?
Yeah.
Was he named Durf?
Well, that's part of his actual name. It's like John like Bergdorf or something like that.
Okay.
But as his name, it goes by Durf. But he said he and his boys took a liking to Dahmer and thought it was
From the seizure bit.
from
or the
doing
sub-
Dahmers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they not only became friendly with him, but they renamed their group of friends the Dahmer Fan Club.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
And I could tell like Dahmer really enjoyed this so much so that he showed his ass on a field trip. All right. They went to Washington, D.C. one year. All right. And fucking old Dahmer, he had called the White House and he called the office of the vice president, which was Walter Mondale at the time. And he lied and said he was a dignitary and he had a few friends and he would like to stop by and view the vice president's office. He was able to coerce whoever answered the phone into letting him and the rest of the Dahmer fan club come by and get a private tour of the vice president's office.
Damn, this is some Frank Abagnale shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Wow.
And they actually did it. They split away from the field.
They got in
trip
there. They
counselor.
took the tour. They took the tour.
Fucking A. What is? Did they do something wild in there? Or
No, they just
knew
went. They just chilled.
that
and
was-
He
was
just
that.
nailed a dead dog.
Man, Mondale's going to shit when he sees this.
Oh, all right. That's so far. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's just like
I mean,
cool
it's-
shit.
What went wrong?
Well, his parents got divorced at the beginning of his senior year. And the most fucked up part of that was the mom bolted with the little brother. They went to California. And the dad started living in a fucking motel.
Damn.
So-
Still didn't hit it big as a chemist.
No, still waiting for that big nut. So Dahmer's in this fucking house all by himself.
Wait. Where he's not living with in the hotel?
Oh, he's in the
already-
family home by himself.
Why'd the dad go to a hotel?
I don't know.
Damn.
Maybe
because he was that
all the
big.
dead animals.
You know what? If you can't join them, just fucking get out of there.
If you can't join them, cut their heads off. But dude, yeah, the dad went and lived at a fucking motel. So Dahmer's entire senior year, he's now fucking at least 4 years into a severe drinking problem.
But has a fan club of
He's got a
dudes
fan
that
club.
sincerely like him so much. They call their crew
The Dahmer
the
fan
Dahmer
club.
fan club. Mm-hmm. That's the coolest high school guy ever.
Well, there might
Now
be
he's got free house party.
there might be one guy that's cooler than Dahmer in his high school, because when the news broke that he was this outrageous fucking serial killer, one of his former classmates said that another classmate had called and said, "You'll never guess who just got busted for having human heads in his apartment." And Dahmer was his second guess.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god!
They never let on as to who the first guess was.
No shit.
But yeah, Dahmer was guess number 2 for this guy having, but most likely to have heads in his freezer.
God damn. All right, Dahmer rocks so far.
Yeah, well, things are starting to heat
Then
up.
what did he do?
So things are starting to heat up. So now gay urges are starting to come out.
This is like late 70s at this point, right?
Yeah, this is well, the parents divorced in September of 77, and from September 77 until he graduated in June of 78, he's got all this time to himself, and he's just fucking dick deep in this drinking problem, and the fucking urges he's really having trouble holding him back.
Yeah.
So there's a road by his property, and he sees this fucking smoking hot jogger dude coming past every day. And it's just one of those moments that's like, oh, yeah. So beautiful. So Dahmer's just fucking destroying his meat every time this dude comes past.
Dude, okay.
Yeah. And it occurs to him, it's like, fuck, man, I really want to just get close to this dude. And in his mind, the only way that he could do that was to club this dude with a baseball bat. And the plan was to bring him into the house so that he could just fucking chill with him. Unconscious, dead, whatever the fuck ended up.
Misery style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finally he came up with a fucking plan. It's like, all right, he drags his baseball bat out there, and he's waiting in the bushes because day after day after day, this guy comes by at the same time.
Dude, that is, I mean, beyond the psychotic behavior, waiting to hit somebody because you want to chill with them.
That's Wile E. Coyote. That's what that is.
Well, I got bad news, fellas. He struck out.
The guy changed his route the day
Yeah,
of.
he never came
You could
past.
see a guy from 100 yards away hiding in a bush with a bat.
But yeah, the guy never came past again.
Dude, that's why it's important not to form healthy habits. Wow.
So he admitted this.
He did.
This urge.
He admitted that he was fully prepared. And like, that's one thing that like I really respect about Dahmer is that he seemed upfront about what he did. Now, there's one thing that eventually pops up that I'm not so sure that he was forthcoming about, and we'll get to that a little bit later on. But during this time, he made plans. So I think making that decision to do that, even though it didn't end up happening,
Was enough for him.
Yeah,
to,
catapulted him into what he eventually became.
Yeah.
So he graduates from fucking high school, and 3 weeks after high school, he commits his first murder.
Shit.
What?
Yeah, so he's cruising around, and he sees another hot dude just fucking coming through town hitchhiking.
Still in Ohio.
Yes, still in Ohio, and there's this dude. His name's Stephen Hicks. He's coming through. I don't know what concert he was going to see, but he told Dahmer, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to the fucking so and so amphitheater tonight to see whatever he was seeing."
Probably like the fucking Grateful Dead if he's hitchhiking to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
With
wouldn't
the
doubt
Allman
it.
Brothers. Or
Yeah, and
something?
this was '78, so I guess
Yeah.
you know. So Dahmer's like, well, I'll tell you what. He's like, I'll drive you there later on if you want to come chill at my house and have a few beers now. And the guy's like, all right,
Hitchhiker's
cool.
Dream, by the way.
Yes.
Like, you would never be like,
Yeah.
this is too weird. You know what I mean? I'm walking to a fucking concert
Yeah.
100 miles away. It's like, I will take any hospitality at all.
Have you ever gotten picked up by a hitchhiker? Or by somebody, ever hitchhike and have somebody pick you up?
No, the only place where it would even be a possibility would be like Yosemite, where like you're done backpacking and you got to get to a bus stop and you wave some. We picked somebody up before in Yosemite.
Was there any trepidation on your part?
No, there were two girls, and we made them both kiss the whole time. Strip down and kiss so we can trust you.
You've heard Dahmer's story, so just like being a cop, you got to kiss.
Gotta kiss all your buds on the force. That's the thing cops do, I hear. Just kidding. Just kidding, cops.
That's how the gay 9 unit started. But yeah, dude,
my favorite Jim Belushi movie.
they should redo the poster with both of their tongues being super long, touching.
The sequel's just got a black dude on the cover, and he's like, "Yo, pause." PAWS for the viewer.
Turner and Smooch.
Turn him and ooch. All right, so he picks up this fucking dude, Stephen Hicks.
In a car though, or is he just like walking by the house?
He's
like,
got his
"Come
own
over
whip,
here."
dude. And
Nice.
like one thing about Dahmer, man, he always comes up with money. Like there's times where he ends up flat broke, but he always seems to come up with it quick.
Yeah.
So he brings this dude back to the place. Always got a full beer fridge, man. That's one thing.
Nice.
That's one thing you can't accuse Dahmer of, is having an empty fridge.
Because what did you say? He was drinking scotch,
He was drinking scotch in school.
and he's a skinny guy.
He was.
So
yeah.
I pegged him for a liquor drinker, but he's got the beer full.
He
just,
does, man.
just in case a guest comes over.
He was
Comes
chill-
over for dinner.
He was chilling the most before Kid Rock was. So this entire time that he's got Stephen Hicks over his place, he's blasting his jams and he's like starting to work his moves. And Stephen Hicks lets out that like, "Oh, I'm meeting my girlfriend there." And at this point, I think Dahmer's
No, you're fucking not, dude.
At this point, I think Dahmer's fucking embarrassed that, like, all right, I struck out trying to beat that dude to death with the baseball bat, and now I'm going to strike out with this fucking hitchhiker.
And this one, he was just trying to sincerely be like,
was
"Hey,
trying to-
come over, maybe we'll fuck."
Well, dude, and with Dahmer too, it wasn't always like he was just trying to fuck. A lot of it was just like weird intimacy shit. Like there was one dude where like his going rate seemed to be whatever he would try to trick dudes into coming back to his place for would be $50 for, all right, it's $50 for Polaroids, $50 for fucking head. One dude, he offered $50 if he could just listen to his heart and stomach. Wow. Yeah. Which was the inspiration for that song, "Listen to Your Heart."
And the stomach too. Sounds like you're gonna fight.
Unfortunately, I know where you're going. But once he picks up on the fact that Stephen Hicks is dead set on going to this concert and going to see his girlfriend.
Living the rest of his life.
Yeah. The nerve. He picks up a dumbbell and he knocks him out with it.
Damn.
And then he beats him to death with, I think it was a barbell. Or he chokes him with the barbell.
Ugh.
And at that point, like, nobody comes back to his house for like another three to 6 weeks. His dad finally came back. But Dahmer's got all that time to finally have some kind of intimacy with somebody. So all it took was to fucking trick somebody in with some free beer, and he got him back to his place. And now he's got somebody to spend some time with. Now, the double-edged sword to that.
You're saying that he's so crazy, this dead body is fulfilling the intimacy needs?
That's all he wanted. He just wanted things to never leave him.
Jesus Christ. Did he have it just decomposing in the house?
Oh, well, it started to decompose, and also he ended up taking it out to his shed. And
Get some fresh air.
yeah, Weekend at Bernie's did. He put it in a lawn chair with like the fucking suntan thing like this.
Tries hammering it to the tree.
But he got really good at fucking just fucking breaking bodies down. And
Damn. Well, his dad showed him the acid
That was helpful.
bone melt.
And that was especially good for flesh, but it seemed to be his preferred method of disposing of bones was pulverizing them.
Jesus.
So he was cooking, man. And then
Well, he's on
literally.
this huge he's on this huge plot of land, right?
Yeah,
So he's like-
nobody's bothering
He's got
him.
all this land to be able to do whatever he wants with these bodies.
Yeah, and if you want to Google it, if you're watching this or listening to it, I would say about 2 years ago the house was for sale. And you could go on like fucking Redfin or Zillow or whatever the fuck it was and see detailed images of this property, and it's a beautiful place. It's like the kind of place where, like, if you wanted to get into disposing of bodies, Mamma Mia, this is your spot.
Man, pulverizing them.
Mm-hmm. And then at that point, when the dad returned, I guess like the dad felt guilty about just fucking leaving him for an entire year with no family.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to fucking get laid in that motel, probably.
Well, he ended up getting remarried, and I think
To a whore that he met in the motel.
I wouldn't doubt it, dude. But he ended up coming back, and he started getting all Dahmer about his drinking.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like, all right, what do you want the fucking guy to do? His entire family fucking left him.
Yeah, he's got this whole... Damn, so he's been like... He's wasted when he's doing this shit. He's wasted and he just kills a guy.
Yeah.
Shit, that's crazy.
Now, what kind of things would you be embarrassed about doing when you were drunk?
I fell off the back of a Jeep and broke my tibia and fibia one time. But now I got a metal rod from my ankle to my... That's kind of cool.
That is kind of neat.
Most people would stop drinking. Nah. I want to be mostly metal by the time I go in. One time I accused an old roommate of not knowing how to properly load a dishwasher. That's probably the one I regret the most.
Did you ever make amends for it?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was my LA roommate, and we recently went on a trip together, and he kind of felt the same way I did, where we were both like, feel guilty about the way we were, but it was like in the other person's eyes, they were the guilty one.
Oh,
you know what
that's
I mean?
good, though.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, okay. Nah, you were the man. Oh, I was also the man? Fuck yeah, dude. Were you going to ask him what
Yeah,
his
what were you going to say?
embarrassing
How about you?
drunk-
What's the
God,
thing
dude.
you've most been embarrassed about doing while drunk?
LA roommates. Hadn't met them yet. I was in the house, the apartment first, and I got hammered at this fucking bar, and I threw up everywhere in the middle of the night. But I was so drunk and tired, I just went back to sleep.
Oh, no, dude.
And they moved in the next day?
No, they were there and sleeping by the time I got back. So then, like, when I woke up in the middle of the night, like, and I got like every single bath towel, tried to clean it up. And
Oh, you did that while you were drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like left it all just in a pile in the bathroom, but it still like stained the whole carpet.
Yeah.
It looks so like somebody dumped a gallon of fruit punch.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, and they hated me for the rest of the time.
Full
Rightfully
like
so.
another year of living with them?
For like a 7 months.
Damn,
Yeah.
Random people, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Strangers.
mean-
yeah.
Rather ruin a
Great
relationship
first
with
impression.
random strangers
Yeah,
than
right?
somebody
Yeah.
you know? Dude, one time I went to a work party I worked for like a bike messenger company in Wilmington, and we were like 18 or 17, and everybody could drink at this thing. There was like no rules. It's like the adults just turned their head. And I drank so many beers, I threw up all over the hotel bathroom. And it was like, I'm talking like at least an inch covering the entire bathroom. Like it was like somebody just dumped. Dude, I used every towel in the place to clean it up, put it all in the tub, and then wrote a note like all hungover the next day that just said recommend discarding. Oh man, I did not leave a tip for that maid.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, that's a bad one. I don't think I've thrown up since. I learned my levels that night.
You should make a post on Maid Reddit and say, look,
Yeah.
if
Missed
you-
connections of maids. That lady's most certainly dead by now.
I had one similar to yours, Jake, and it happened in Los Angeles. And actually, next week's Dad Meet guest was the person who was a fucking angel and cleaned everything up for me.
Damn.
Now I'd been on the wagon for a while, but as soon as I got to the fucking airport, I was like, I'm getting fucked up.
Really? You
Yeah.
just went like to an airport bar and got a drink?
Ape shit, dude, because it was like,
Before you left the airport?
dog,
That's fucking wild.
like June of 2000.
there's 1,000 beers outside the airport, and you're like, I gotta get the one in here.
Dude, there was like, it was May of 2012. I had a fucking such a vicious bender in Atlantic City that I had a man in the mirror moment. And I was like, I really got to get my shit together. So I kept it together for a while. So that was June of 2012. I ended up planning this trip to Los Angeles in April of 2013. So maybe, what is it, like fucking 8 months later or something like
less
that,
than a year.
which was a significant amount of time for me to put together to not fucking drink or do drugs. But I had made up my mind going on that trip. I was like, I'm getting fucked up when I go on this trip.
Yeah.
As soon as I got to the airport, I started drinking and was having the time of my life. By the time I hit the ground in Los Angeles, I was fucking taking pills. And I had fucking gone to Hooters, and I was just, dude, I had, dude, when in Rome,
God.
you know?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm at Hooters with fucking 2 pitchers of Budweiser in front of me just because I can.
Yes.
And by that point, like, I had no tolerance for alcohol, so I just...
Oh, yeah.
And naturally, it's like, when you're into fucking drugs, like, you kind of have a sixth sense for knowing who else has them or who could get them for you.
And you're at the Hooters, so that's every single fucking person there.
Yeah, I was at Hooters on Hollywood Boulevard, and I crossed the street to... I forget what was there. It might have been like a CVS or something, but it's right by like that huge fucking tchotchke store that's there now.
Okay.
Like across from the Jimmy Kimmel Theater.
Sells like snow globes and stuff.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. And there were 2 guys just hanging out, and I just walked up and I struck up a conversation, and I asked the guy if he could get what I wanted, and he's like, yeah, no problem, man. And he came back to me to my hotel room, and he's like, yeah, the guy's going to meet us here. At no point, like, everything has the makings of a robbery.
Yeah.
At this point. But this guy was, like, just a very sweet person who didn't mind getting drugs.
Okay.
So he came back, and...
So you weren't worried at all?
Not at all, dude. I was living, dude.
Wow.
Dude, I was in Los Angeles. It's a place I always dreamed of going to. I had just drank 2 pitchers of beer at Hooters. God knows how many Percocets deep.
Yeah, how'd you get the Did you bring the Percocets?
They turned up.
All right, that's
You
what's
know.
up.
Little angel.
Find my perk.
You know.
Find my perk.
But yeah, and then at that point, this drug dealer came back to the room, and I had 2 friends with me, and the 2 friends were just like, who's this guy? Because he looked like a guy that could find tourist drugs.
Yeah.
And at that point, like, all the pills I had taken and all the beer I had drank started to really kick in. And I had trouble speaking. And one of the things that I remember that still makes me laugh is trying to say something about what I was asking for to this drug dealer, and him looking at me trying to say these words, and then looking to my friends and saying, I don't know what he's trying to say.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Brain just turned off.
it did.
Yeah.
And then,
Been there, buddy.
dude, within fucking God knows how long, I don't think it was much longer after that. I thought, like, time just stopped, but it turns out I blacked out and I threw up everywhere within there. And this was at the fucking the Magic Castle Hotel on Franklin Avenue.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
like nice.
It was very nice. It's like an apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd thrown up everywhere in there. And one of the guys that I was with was...
Let me get a magician to make this disappear.
Yeah, we did some kind of sorcery. It turns out we got like 1,000 bats in the fucking apartment. We're all going entirely.
You just put a towel over it, then you try to pull it off.
But yeah, I had thrown up everywhere, and this sweet angel, my buddy who's going to be on Dad Meat soon, he cleaned it all up.
Man.
And because I
Was
knew
he drinking it all? Or was he just...
but he's a normal person.
Yeah.
Like he had just had a few beers during the day, and it was just like, all right, cool.
Normal person or anomaly of a human? Who just has a few beers. Who can do that?
But yeah, that's my most embarrassing moment because
Well, I'm glad none of it was murdering a man and then eating him.
never got there, man. Never got there.
Yeah, if only Dahmer was addicted to Percocets, everything could have been different.
Dahmer does sound like a cool pill name.
I'm all Dahmered up, dude.
I took a 20 milligram Dahmer last night, dude. Ended up sucking my own dick and bought a dog on the internet. Back to Dahmer though. But after
Yeah, where are we at with him?
at this point, this is fucking 78, which was he had
Just
just
after
this was
high
3 weeks
school.
after high school graduation. He had killed Stephen Hicks, and then shortly thereafter, his dad had showed up and said, like, look, dude, you're fucked up. You got to get your shit together. You got to do something. So the dad enrolled him in Ohio State University. Dahmer went for a semester, fucking ate shit there. The dad actually paid for a second semester in full. And Dahmer was just like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. So Dahmer joined the fucking army. And this was 79. And the Army commitment's 2 years. So the first year he actually got glowing recommendations. But by the second year, shit started to fall apart. One, he was fucking cited for drinking. And two, this wasn't on his official record, but 2 other soldiers who he had roomed with, he was a little stinker. What do you think he did to them?
Oh, man. Definitely shaving cream on the hand and tickled their nose.
Not too far off. He would handcuff them and rape them.
I was gonna get there, Mike.
And
Jesus Christ, dude.
the one guy, it was a one and done with the one. Well, the guy said it was.
One and done, and the guy was fucking on his way back home.
The guy fucking, I don't know whether he got out of the Army or he transferred out of that fucking room with Dahmer.
Yeah.
The second guy claims Dahmer would either wait for him to fall asleep before he'd handcuff him and fuck him, or he would fucking put a sedative in a drink.
Damn.
And this happened, he said, he estimated anywhere between 8 and 10 times Dahmer got him with the okey doke.
How?
Oh.
I feel like that's once in the Army, and then you kill the guy the next day, and you're like, all right, yeah, we'll deal with this later. But there was some things we had to handle, you know?
Well, private ain't just a rank, and this dude's kept a private, John. So, for whatever reason, and plus two, I think he had reported it finally, and was basically the
Like, fool me once, fool me 10 times, I'm going to report this.
But it's such an unbelievable story where people are just like, all right, so he tricked you 10 times? Like, all right, dude.
Yeah. I'm starting to think you were handcuffing yourself there, pal.
Don't ask, don't tell.
But yeah, he was busting cheeks out. And after the 2 years, he was honorably discharged. So one of the cool things about the Army after you get out and you rape your fucking buddies at least 10 times.
What kind of medal is that you get?
A medal of in him.
Instead of on her.
You ready to switch it over to an Impractical Jokers podcast? But this is actually a funny note. But when I don't know if it's still like this, but when Dahmer got out of the Army, the part of the deal was they give you a ticket anywhere you want to go.
That's pretty sweet.
Now, he could have gone back to
Wherever
Ohio.
spirit flies.
He didn't want to go back to Ohio because he had eaten shit there his entire life. Where do you think he decided to go?
Back to the old Wisconsin?
No.
I would say like New Orleans.
Miami, Florida.
Ooh.
He
Switching up.
wait, it gets even better. He got a job there. Take a guess as to what he did.
Renting Sea-Doos.
Bartender. Bartender's my guess.
Working at a deli.
Come on.
Jeffrey Dahmer got a job at Sunshine Subs in Miami, Florida.
Damn, dude. You got to cut flesh every single day.
There's a picture of him shaving a dude's head down again, sliced thin. He just hands a slice to a kid.
Yeah.
Is that thin enough for you? Any thinner and it won't be there. Hell yeah. How long did he work at that deli, and when are we going to visit it?
Not very long, dude. So it was 81. So it was 81 he got there, and he lasted less than a year.
Do you think after he got busted, they were just like, we have new slicers?
Under new management.
We started sanitizing every night.
But some little stinker ended up making Dahmer's Deli memorabilia.
Oh, man, that's a good deli.
So when I was trying to find out information about where he worked and what the deli was called, it led me to two interesting things. Like, one was that some little stinker had made Dahmer's Deli memorabilia. And two, all right, he had been there for less than a year, and he started off pretty well. I think this is his MO. Like, he can get jobs and fucking seem to gain some steam before he ultimately fucks himself.
Yeah.
And he had an apartment. Actually, he might have been renting a hotel room when he was in Miami. And then eventually he was just drinking so heavily that the money ran out. And what he made at the at Sunshine Subs wasn't enough to cover his drinking habit. So he was like sleeping on the beach, and then before I get to like what he did next, I found out something pretty fucked up that seems like he should at least be seriously considered for this. I'm not certain he did it, but I think some things make enough sense as to where like it's a distinct possibility that he might have been responsible for this. You remember John Walsh from America's Got Talent? From America's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
Well, his son was murdered.
You think Dahmer killed his son?
Dude, well, there's a few different factors that point in that direction. So they ended up pinning the murder on a guy. Well, for those of you that don't know, John Walsh's son, Adam, who was 6, disappeared from a mall in, it wasn't Miami Beach, Florida. I'm sorry. It might have been Hollywood, Florida, which isn't too far away. He'd gone to the mall one day with his mom, and they got separated. The kid was eventually kidnapped, and then they eventually found his remains. They actually found the little boy's head in a canal.
Jesus Christ. This is 81?
Yeah, this is 1981. And
that's the reason this show started, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ultimately, a guy who was convicted of numerous other murders, the serial killer named Otis Toole, it was pinned on him. He didn't get charged with it because information came out after he had already died.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh, this person says, and police were just like, all right, yeah, that's good enough for us.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Otis
for
Toole,
the sake of convenience. But did John Walsh sign off on that? I feel like
I don't know, man.
he wouldn't take just a convenient...
I don't know if he signed off on it or not, but I think at this point it's like, you know, how much can you take? And it's just like, all right, you know,
yeah,
what's done is done. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
just
there's
more
literally
opinion.
nothing we can change right now. However, so Dahmer, all right, so 2 weeks prior to the Adam Walsh disappearance, there was an attempted kidnapping in an arcade at a mall close by to where Adam Walsh went missing. They gave a description. Police came up with a composite sketch. It looks exactly like fucking Dahmer.
Damn.
Yeah. And they said there were 2 eyewitnesses who said that when the kid was kidnapped, they saw a dude with like blonde hair and a mustache throwing the kid into a blue van. The Sunshine Subs delivery van was blue.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah. And
that's enough for me.
well,
Now it's a believable conspiracy in my mind.
me too. And you know, one of the things that's very specific and super fucked up is that the kid was decapitated.
Yeah.
You know, how many fucking heads did they find in Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment?
I don't know. Are you going to tell me that now, or should you?
Or
wait?
I'll tell you at the end. But we're gonna get to it because it reads like fucking 12 Days of Christmas. What they found in his fridge. But
This is crazy.
yeah, and
How many murders is he in at this point?
he was only on record for the one, which was Stephen Hicks.
Okay.
All right. So this is 81 now.
Damn, that's a big difference going to a fucking 6-year-old kid from a
That's
adult.
the thing, and it's, you know, most of his victims were just like fucking young black dudes. So it's clear like
Really?
that's who he's attracted to. Yeah, that's who he's attracted to, and also they seem like could be crimes of just convenience, because at the time in Milwaukee when most of these murders took place, Wisconsin had some very strict anti-discrimination laws. However, there was a huge rift that created a huge rift between the community and specifically communities who were most at risk for discrimination and the police. So essentially, in the neighborhoods that Dahmer frequented, which were largely gay areas and largely black areas, police were just like, "Fuck it, you're on your own."
Okay.
And I think it was because, you know, they were under the threat of these always being in violation of these anti-discrimination laws.
So yeah, they
They were just like, "Fuck it, you
ignored
guys
it
are on your own."
entirely,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they would unfortunately leave people to fucking figure their own shit out. So I don't know if Dahmer was being opportunistic by gravitating
those,
toward
yeah.
those 2 communities, but I don't know, it just wouldn't make sense because he's gay and, you know, he's probably just into black dudes.
What about the other guy that they pinned the Walsh murder on? Was his MO decapitation?
I don't think so. I think he was just more of just like a fucking like a sexual sadist.
Yeah, bodies intact when they were.
I think so. I can't be certain. I got to find out more about this, but
Yeah, I think.
he had
This used
actually
to be a big
dude. He
deal.
had that guy Otis Toole. If I remember correctly, I think he paired up with another serial killer named Henry Lee Lucas.
Damn, a super group.
I'm pretty certain I'm not fucking making this shit up, but I could have sworn that they had paired up for some of the crimes, or were at least in cahoots with one another somehow.
Wow, that's fucking unheard of.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of an instance like that? Murderers teaming up.
It's like a murder buddy.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. Who else? There were stranglers. There were two. It might have been like the Hillside Strangler. It might have been a team.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm fucking just
We'll get to
guessing
him
at this point. Yeah, we'll get to him. But yeah, Otis Toole ended up taking a fall for the Adam Walsh decapitation. But it's at least like interesting to note. Oh, and those two people who gave the eyewitness accounts that resulted in that sketch, when the news broke about Dahmer, both of them said, "Oh yeah, that's the guy."
No shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck?
I don't know, man. I think they just kind of wanted both to just be put to rest.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like they credited the other guy with the murders after both guys were dead, right?
Yeah. Otis Toole, I don't remember how he died, but he was pretty young, so he might have been executed. He was 49 when he died. But, you know, these guys get beat to death in prison all the time.
Yeah. Fucking with them kids.
Yeah, you get them, man. You get them, they get you. But after this point, all right, so we get to 82. A couple significant things happen. Like, Dahmer gets popped for jerking off in a park.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's
Classic
some stinker
Dahmer.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, he's just destroying his meat in a fucking park. He goes
Binoculars and like looking at somebody, or is he just like the air smelled fresh and he was
his thing. Like,
horny?
I don't know if he was into staring at people while he was jerking outside, because there were two instances. The first one was in 82 where he got caught jerking. He moved back to Wisconsin at this point, and he's living with his grandmother. R.I.P. Happy birthday in heaven. Happy Mother's Day in heaven to Catherine Jemima Hughes.
for real?
Yeah, that was his grandma.
Holy shit.
So, Graham Jemima took Dahmer in.
So he couldn't fap in the house. He had to go to the fucking
Dude,
park.
she was not having his shit, man. So he got popped for fucking for jerking in a park, and there happened to be a ton of people close by. Like I said, like, I don't know if he was doing it at them or it's just like, fuck it, it's nice out. Yeah, it's nice out, and enjoying the Wisconsin air.
Oh, this is back in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he moved. So once
That's where the grandmother was.
Yeah, because he wasn't moving back in with the dad, and fucking Graham Jemima was like, all right, man, come chill with me. She actually provided a significant amount of structure for him, because from 82 to 85, he avoided trouble for the most part. After he got popped for the fucking jerking in the park.
And cleaned it up for a little bit.
He did, yeah. And she had this motherfucker going to church.
Damn.
He had a job. He got a job as a phlebotomist.
Jesus.
Holy cow.
Yeah. At that point, it's like, do you have any relevant job experience? It's like,
I can deal with blood.
yeah. Yeah, he got a job as he was doing pretty good living under Graham Jemima's house. But where shit finally started to fall, there were two instances where shit started to unravel for him. One, minding his own beeswax. He's in the library, just checking some books out. A note comes flying over his shoulder as a gentleman walks past. What do you think this note says?
Meet me in the glory hole.
I'm trying to fucking suck that meat, Jeff.
Yeah, dude.
And
meet me in the fucking SUG aisle. SUG-OFF.
take me to Slurp. I worship like a headless dog in the shadow of your life.
The function section. Okay.
So Jeff's trying to keep it together, and it seems like sexual compulsion is at the heart of like all his fucking murder issues.
Is he like outwardly gay? Is he
no,
like
no, he's on the down low.
Okay.
And especially now that he's living with Graham Jemima, he's trying to really keep it together because you know, she's a pretty hardcore Christian. She's not having that fucking cheek business in her house. You know.
So he gets to go bust cheeks in the library or in the park next to the library or whatever.
There's not even confirmation that he ended up sucking this bird, but that was enough to awaken the beast.
Yeah.
That was, somebody said Beetlejuice 3 times. You know? So he's fucking, at this point, like, he's like off to the fucking races again. All right, so 82 to 85, he's able to keep it together.
Yeah.
Okay. And
He's clean.
He does.
At my mom's house.
Yep. And he gets a, there's a fucking, gets another gig. He got a job as a mixer at the Milwaukee Ambrosia Chocolate Factory. And I think it would be fair to say that you could even go so far as to call him Killy Wonka.
Playing as mother.
Yeah. So he's working overnights at the chocolate factory, which sounds like a euphemism.
That is one golden ticket you do not want.
Every old dude sharing a bed. It's having a lemon party.
That's a fucking job that certainly does not exist anymore. I'm sure of that, right? The Ambrosia chocolate guy. Isn't Ambrosia like a weird, like, potluck dish?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it's like
Yeah, I don't
it's like a
even know what it is, but
disgusting
yeah,
sounding.
It's an old school.
Yeah,
Yep.
very gross in today's standards.
Yeah.
And it's like a town. That's all I know about Ambrosia.
All right, so 85, like, he's keeping it together. He's trying to keep it together, but the fucking peccadillos are off the charts now. He's got the overnight chocolate factory gig, and then he steals a mannequin from a store because he's like, I got a nut, man.
Dude.
And it's not even about, just pleasing someone else. I don't think it's just like he wants intimacy the way he wants it. Like, he has to be in control.
Mm-hmm.
He sees this mannequin. Whatever this mannequin's got, it's what he wants. So
He's just dressed cool.
Just hit 30% off.
And did he just walk out with it under his arm?
Well, first off, 30% off is what he would typically cut off of his victims. But he hid in the bathroom at this department store at closing time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so when they locked the shit up, he waltzed back out. He picked out the mannequin he wanted, and then he fucking beat it home. Yeah. So then he took it home, and he fucked this thing for a while, but then fucking Graham Jemima found it in his closet.
Oh, man.
Not only did she make him get rid of it, but she called his fucking dad.
Oh.
And said, this little stinker is bringing fucking dummies into my house to fuck.
He didn't say it was like a CPR doll or something.
Yeah, right?
That's wild because like he really was a pretty significant liar.
Yeah.
And he would come up with pretty detailed, pretty convincing lies. But man, he couldn't fool Graham Jemima with this fucking dummy.
Nah, she's no fucking fool.
No, she sees right through that shit.
Yeah, she's been around the block, dude.
She opens up her closet.
Dude, imagine him like looking down from heaven the second real dolls are revealed.
I know, right? He was so
Ah.
close. And I feel like there were blow-up dolls then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
I can't, well, I
they
guess
don't. They give too much to mannequins.
with a mannequin
forceful.
too, I can't imagine it's fun to pork. However, from an intimacy standpoint, he'd love to cuddle.
Yeah, I feel like it was more.
Yeah, it
You
was
can
just
fuck
about
your hand if you want to come. But
yeah.
I don't think body pillows were that big then either.
No.
Sits on the couch and watches like Wheel of Fortune.
So yeah, she made him get rid of that, and then in fucking
What a bitch.
yeah, in '86, guess who gets caught jerking off outside again?
Damn, man. In Wisconsin again?
Wisconsin State
Same
Fair
park.
Wisconsin State Fair Park. He's destroying his meat. This time it leads to a little bit more trouble because it was in the vicinity of two 12-year-old boys.
I like some young.
So at
Did
that
he
point,
report on the hog? Has he got a good one?
none.
Sketch. There's a
Yeah, it's got a mustache and glasses.
Is that the Unabomber?
But this is something again that ties into something circumstantial, which may point toward him possibly being involved in the Adam Walsh thing. Because 12 isn't too far from 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
and if
little
you're-
kid.
Yeah, that's there's no just like 17.
Yeah.
This is like all right, he's fucking 12.
Yeah.
And this sounds more like he is beating it at them.
Yeah, this
If
is
there's,
like
like-
pushing back, way back.
All right. Busted again, dude. That's not good. You're
Dude.
going to do some time for that, right?
So this is 86. I don't know what his punishment was for that, but it was more
We're
than
going to
just
throw
a
you in the
fucking
house
citation.
where boys fuck each other. You're going to jail.
So In fucking, that was 86. In 87, he kills again. However, it's accidental.
Whoa.
He picked the dude up, and at this time, he's hitting fucking bathhouses hardcore.
Yeah.
He's hitting bathhouses, man, and, you know, his thing was like, he was like fucking drugging dudes in bathhouses, which I think
Yeah.
is really overkill.
One took over the line, man.
Yeah, man, come on. Like, Jesus. Get it together, bub.
Yeah, they're here to fuck you, man. Chill out. He just wants them to be more mannequin-like.
Yeah. It's like, whoa, you're too eager. Hang on.
And it got so bad, he had bathhouse memberships revoked for his behavior in these bathhouses.
Damn, dude.
Because dudes were just
Wow.
like, dudes were reporting the fucking druggings. I'd be like,
Yeah.
look, dude, I'll suck your meat without it. Like, you don't have to do
Yeah.
this. But that was his fucking thing.
He's like, no, I do. I do. You fucking talk too much, dude.
So, like, he was fucking... Oh, this is another thing I wanted to put out. I'm glad I wrote this down to remember it. But there was another little stinker afoot. Somebody drugged him at one point.
No way.
And Dahmer woke up in some random dude's apartment, hogtied with a candle hanging out of his asshole.
What the fuck, dude?
Then it gets even more fucked up because it was lit, and then a bunch of dudes came out and said, "Happy birthday." No. One special little stinker hit him with the cha-cha-cha.
And many more.
Dahmer's like,
sore
all
are
right,
you now?"
all right, who's the clown? Sully, is that you?
Damn, he got it flipped on him.
Yeah, they flipped the script on Dahmer's ass.
And he reported this?
He did not, but like, I think this was part
No,
of...
I mean, like, this is
later,
from
he
his
was,
mouth.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, dude, he's like, it worked both ways.
That's crazy. And it happened at a bathhouse? Same way he was doing it to people?
Yeah, he would also frequent gay bars, so I don't know if that originated at a bathhouse or if it happened at a gay bar.
Yeah, I guess it would be harder to walk a zombie out of a bathhouse if you're just in towels. I mean, maybe they were in towels. I don't know. I've never been to one. I don't even know anything about them.
Yeah, I don't know which bathhouses he would frequent, but I know one of his big gay bars was the Phoenix,
Nice, dude.
whose slogan is "Rising from the Asses."
I was just gonna say the
it's
real
not.
version of that, but I'm not. I don't play like you. Damn, I gotta start playing like that.
Dude, I wasn't like the YMCA like a big because I like that's where the song came from.
The
right?
Village People, yeah,
Yeah, but wasn't that like a spot where they would meet? Right.
young men.
Yes.
Yeah,
So like, could this be the bathhouse?
I'm sure. Well, I thought it was multiple bathhouses. You said he was like running the circuit. It could have
Yeah,
been multiple
Yeah.
YMCA's. One was an Indian, one was a construction worker. And they all got cheeks.
This dude that he accidentally killed, he had blacked out, and he said the last thing he remembers is falling asleep, just laying on this dude. And he says when he woke up, the guy's chest was fucking caved in.
Damn.
So he beat this motherfucker to death in a blackout.
Yeah.
Whew.
And he panicked, and he went out and he bought the largest suitcase he could find. He stuffed the body into it, and then wanted to transport it back to his grandmom's house because there he would have the time and the resources to dispose of it properly. Mm-hmm. And as he's loading this gigantic suitcase with a body in it in the back of a cab, the cabbie says, "Jesus, man, what do you got, a body in there?" Dahmer's like, yeah. Yeah, I got a body. That's what I got in here.
Yeah.
Grandmom's house. Step on it.
Just Chandler Bing. Oh, yeah. I got a body back there. Yeah. Fuck, man. But he didn't get caught then.
He didn't get caught, man.
No.
Dude, there's so many instances. And there was another one. It might have been when he was... Yes, when going back to like the Stephen Hicks murder, when he was trying to dispose of the dismembered body there, he got pulled over. He was fucking driving drunk too, and he had a fucking rotting body in trash bags in the back seat.
Jesus Christ.
The cops pulled him over. They asked him what he had, and they said, because it was like the middle of the night where he's driving around with his fucking stinking fucking trash bags. Cops were just like, "What the fuck is in your back seat, dude?" And he said his mom was freaking out and yelled at him to take the trash to the dump because it was stinking too bad outside of the house. Whoa. And the cops were like, "Well, the dump's closed now, so just go back tomorrow morning."
Damn.
So this was after the fucking first person he killed. This could have all been ended.
Quick thinking Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was quick on his feet, man. That's one thing about him. He was quick with a lie.
Did
He never
do-
got busted. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Did he do improv? Is that...
Could have been a tenderloin. He got busted at the end, right? He never got busted for a murder or was suspected during his
Dude,
murders.
I don't know the extent of it, but the most trouble he had gotten into prior to that was for jerking off in parks.
Yeah, I guess we got to put those guys away for life, just in case.
Yeah.
All right, so accidental murder is his second murder. Or not accidental. Blackout rage.
Yeah, this was a
No
black.
recollection.
Yeah, this was a blackout rage fucking killing. He brought him back to the house. He disposed of the body, and it might not have been the same body, but I know he started making it a regular thing of killing dudes in that house. I believe he killed 12. I think he might have killed 3 dudes in his grandmom's house.
Wow.
Was she there?
She was there.
How the fuck did she bust him for a
Eventually.
fucking marionette or whatever the fucking mannequin?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm thinking
And
it's
he's
4 now.
killing people in there
Well, she eventually kicked him out for that.
for killing people.
That was her one rule.
Yeah.
But she kicked him out for always bringing dudes home and for the place fucking stinking to high heavens because he seemed like he knew what he was doing, but at the same time, it's like he would
Letting
essentially be
bodies rot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like he would know how to okay, like if I throw it in a fucking 57-gallon drum full of fucking muriatic acid, it's eventually going to dissolve.
Yeah.
However, you got to fucking cut it up first.
Yeah.
You got to be able to make it fit in that fucking thing. And then also he wanted to save a bunch too.
What do you save a bunch of what?
Just save different mementos.
Like the dead bodies.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he would just get rid of everything, but other times he would want to hang on to it. Now, for
The
instance,
guy's a damn hoarder, if you ask me.
It just sounds sentimental in my book.
Yeah, I know. There's a little bit of me. I was like, oh, I have my receipt from a Burger King I got a year ago. You know what I mean? Like, I know what he's doing.
so yeah, he's definitely a hoarder, and if you ask me, he's more of a hoarder. This kind of made me laugh, but he had a locker at the chocolate factory. And he preserved one of his victims' heads, the head and the bird of this gentleman, who he found particularly attractive. He preserved it in acetone and kept it in his work locker.
Holy shit. How long did he work at this place?
Work locker?
Not very long, dude. I mean, not long enough as to where you should be able to get comfortable to leave a bird and a head in there.
So, yeah, the same time he starts working here, he's starting to murder more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't
So-
even leave a family photo. That's insane.
Dude, I wonder if he was inclined to show it off because you work on a blue collar job site where they got lockers. You pop it open and it's like Tony Katane R.I.P. with her fucking lips spread, and your buddy's like, take a look at this. I wonder if Dahmer ever felt comfortable enough with anybody who's like, yeah, dude, take a look at this, and it's just like
A floating bird next to you.
like a head with a dick hanging out of the mouth.
Oh no, this is a lava lamp. This is a lava lamp.
But at that point, the grandmom fucking had enough of this shit, and she kicked him out. And from there, he moved to the Oxford Apartments, which was 2 miles away from Marquette University's campus.
This is in Wisconsin, near Wisconsin.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is ultimately where he gets caught, and he didn't live there for too long. So we're moving pretty quickly here, and we're getting to about 1989, I believe.
Dude, that is crazy. You just move into an apartment complex.
Just knowing that
Yeah.
you're going to kill people there.
Could you imagine being Dahmer's roommate, or not roommate, like the next door neighbor, and be like, you're sneaking in a cat, and you're like, I hope they don't find this cat. Oh my god, it's gonna smell up the whole place. And then Dahmer's got a whole
dragging out bodies?
dude.
So at this point, once he gets this apartment, it's 213 Oxford Apartments in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and at this point, he's in full-fledged fucking murder mode. He's just...
And it's basically off-campus housing for students as well. So he's around young people.
Dude, I think it's just like lower-income residents in Milwaukee.
Okay.
And he was probably the only white dude in this fucking building.
Okay. But he's still young and good-looking guy.
Yeah, he's 30 at this
Could
point.
cruise a college campus
Right,
and get
yeah.
laid. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's about 30 years old. And he's just routinely going around fucking offering $50 for random things. Oh, one thing that he did get popped for prior to this, I forgot to mention this, was offering $50 to this Laotian immigrant. I can't remember. It was Kai-san Synthesophone. This kid's name was. All right, sorry, it took me a minute.
Remember that.
That one was tough. It's Kai-san Synthesophone, and came from a family of Laotian immigrants, and they just seemed like they just didn't have any money. And Dahmer probably was able to communicate enough as to where just say, look, waving $50 in front of this kid's fucking face.
It's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah.
This kid, he ended up molesting. Now, Dahmer got busted for it, and he ended up doing some time.
Oh, shit.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember the time frame on this, and I wish I had brought this up earlier, but he did go to prison for this.
Damn. How old was the kid?
I don't remember, man.
Young.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that fits the MO with the America's.
And the 12-year-old beats him apart.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's the that prefaces something especially fucked up that happened. You think that's fucking bad? Eventually, one of his victims within the fucking infamous apartment was that kid's younger brother. This kid, Konorak Synthesophone. Now, these were two random incidences. Like, Dahmer didn't know that these kids were fucking brothers. So he got pops for fucking diddling the older brother. And then a few years later, he just sees Konorak Synthesophone chilling at the mall. And he's like, look, dude, you want to make $50? And at this point, you know, this shit was fucked up before that he was doing. But at this point, he's into making human zombies. So his plan with this kid, Konorak Synthesophone, and he had done this with another person too. He would drill into their skulls. And with this kid, who was 13 at the time, he drilled into his skull, and then he injected hydrochloric acid into his head.
Is that what will melt like the bones?
Yeah, well,
that he was using.
Yes, but also like the idea behind this was to incapacitate the frontal lobe, so that the person would be aware of what's happening, but they wouldn't be able to have the functioning to combat it. So they would basically be at his whim. It's so
true
fucked
nightmare
up.
shit.
Yeah. And the thing was, it wasn't just that. With another victim too, he would do the head drilling thing, and this other guy, he injected boiling water into the guy's fucking brain.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, so it's...
Well, this is obviously beyond fucking intimacy issues at this point. You know what I mean? This is like...
Yeah, this isn't a different love language.
Yeah. Guys, don't kink shame.
Sorry, I don't want to fucking hear you. Is that his youngest confirmed murder, the 13-year-old
Yes.
kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but dude, it's...
I thought the drilling in the head was like to kill them.
No, it was to turn them into zombies.
How do you stay alive after... He's just like drilling to the brain, or he just knew where to drill that wouldn't kill them?
I don't know.
This is fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
Dude, it gets even more fucked up with this kid. So this is like an overnight thing. So the acid in this kid's fucking brain doesn't kill him. It really fucks him up. And then the next day, Dahmer's like, all right, I need to get more beer. So
A true broski, dude.
yeah, dude. So Dahmer goes out to get more beer, and it just so happens that this kid is able to fucking get it together enough and have the wherewithal to know, all right, I got to get the fuck out of this place. Now, Dahmer had multiple locks on the inside and the outside of the door and a camera system set up.
Damn.
But this kid was able to fucking get out. All right. So while Dahmer's out buying beer, this kid makes it outside. He's naked. He doesn't like know exactly what's going on, but he knows he needs to get the fuck out of there. And he comes across a couple of Dahmer's neighbors down the street, and he can't form words, but like these women like obviously know that something fucked up is going on. They're trying to fucking help this kid. He's got like blood running down his legs.
Jesus
like
Christ.
Like, all kinds of fucked up shit going on. Eventually the police get called. And as the police come, Dahmer comes around the corner. And slick talking Jeff, little stinker, he starts winning the police over.
He's like, how do you get out of here? Come on, yeah, you're supposed to be aside, Joey. But how do you slick talk this? What do you mean?
Again, I think the rift
Where are his clothes?
the rift between the police department, the black community, and the gay community was fucking nightmarish. I think that there was such genuine animosity that anytime the police had to respond to anything there, it was just met with fucking disdain for the people, not caring about them, and just fucking, they just wanted the problem to stop one way or another.
Yeah.
And being that Dahmer was probably one of the only white dudes they were interacting with in that neighborhood, they were inclined to believe him. So as Dahmer's like trying to rationalize how he knows this kid and what this kid is doing out on the street, he's telling the cops he's 19, he's hammered, he doesn't know what he's doing. The women there are just like, look at his fucking head, look at the blood coming out of his asshole. He's
they're
clearly
trying to make the cops notice.
And the
shit.
cops are like telling the women to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Hey, you think I don't know how to do my fucking job? You fucking old hens over here. There's a fucking zombie in front of him. Jesus, man.
But as they're arguing
Men
with
are
it,
talking.
actually, this is kind of funny too. One of the women who was arguing, trying to get the right thing to happen for this kid, was named Cola Styles. So I can't fault the police for not not side with Cola. But anyway, Dahmer's able to slick talk these cops enough as to where like they're like, all right, like let's. That was like, I'll just bring him back to my place. He's just drunk, and the cops are like, all right, let's make sure he's actually going back to your place. Dahmer's got balls, dude. He's a fucking stinker. He's like, yeah, come on up. He brings him up to his fucking apartment, lets him in. The place fucking reeks because he's got decomposing bodies in there.
Yeah, it's crazy that this is an apartment at this point.
Yeah.
Like, that's an obvious neighbor call.
The neighbors would routinely call the fucking the apartment manager and be like, look, it fucking stinks like fucking dead people in here, and we hear chainsaws in the middle of the night.
Jesus Christ, he was really doing that in an apartment complex?
Yep. And the two excuses that he gave as to explaining the stink was that, one, his freezer had broke, so all the meat in his freezer had gone bad. Then after he was confronted again about the smell in his apartment, he said a bunch of his tropical fish had died.
Dude, them fish be stankin'.
Dude, oh my God. Now that is like not slick talk. This is like...
He's grasping.
I got some koi fish. I got koi pond in here. Yeah, I used the wrong kind of water and I shocked them to death.
Yeah.
And what's the chainsaw excuse? White noise machine?
Limp Bizkit.
I was watching Friday the 13th again, and really loud.
Oh, Jake, I'm so glad you brought that up. So there were two moves that he would put on to fire himself up to go out and cruise to pick up victims. One was The Exorcist 3. You want to take a guess what the second one was?
Third one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Nope.
Friday the 13th?
Return of the Jedi.
You hear that? Fucking George Lucas. You piece of shit.
It was those Ewoks, dude.
Dude, the way that and all right, well let's finish up with this and then I'll get to the next thing. But so the cops go up to Dahmer's apartment with this poor kid who's like, he's got fucking hydrochloric acid in his fucking brain.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane.
Yes.
Have those cops ever been interviewed anywhere?
Dude,
sorry, I know you need to finish this point, but
they were fired, and then when the Dahmer shit kind of simmered down, they were rehired.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
They didn't even move him to a different parish.
These were true bad boys.
God damn. All right.
So Dahmer brings him up, and they're like, dude, what fucking stinks in here? All they had to do was open his bedroom door, and they would see fucking body parts.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. They took his word for it that it fucking stunk because shit was going bad and his tropical fish had died. They left the kid there, and that was that.
And that kid lived in the complex, right?
I don't know where he lived. I think he was a neighborhood kid that hung out at a mall that was close by.
Oh, okay.
And I'm pretty sure that that's where Dahmer also met his brother.
Okay. $50 goes a long way back then.
So the cops left this fucking poor kid there for Dahmer. Within an hour, Dahmer said he killed this kid.
Really?
Yeah, so he did the acid to the brain again, and that's what killed him.
I mean, he was getting to the point where he's got like a fucking
got an army.
zombie. You know what I mean? Like getting these people so to the point where they are alive, you know, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But like cannot do anything to escape or hardly can. This is like, he's like a fucking evil chemist.
He truly is, and dude, for a number of different reasons. But one of the things is how brazen he was. He would have neighbors over to fucking have lunch with him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like
with the stink.
Yeah, people would go in, and I think people would just try to be friendly because, they see that he's an outsider, and they're just like, all right, yeah, if I get invited over, I'm going to go have a fucking sandwich at fucking Jeff's place.
Yeah, I don't want to say no and get murdered by this guy.
This lunch meat is delicious.
The reason why he got caught was he pulled the same $50 trick on this guy. I'm pretty sure this guy's name might have been Tracy Edwards.
I just
Is that funny to you?
Yeah, I just love that you know the names.
I know that's a guy. I'm pretty sure it's the final guy though.
Also, yeah, a male Tracy, pretty funny.
But anyway, Dahmer had fucking got this guy up there, and I don't know what his ruse was with him. He got him up there on the $50 trick anyway, and Dahmer had him there for like 5 fucking hours. And as soon as the guy got in the apartment, he realized the shit's not kosher.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to figure out, how to fucking, get out of there. It's either going to be the door, or he said he was going to jump through the fucking balcony window.
Jesus Christ.
But at the same time, he's like, Dahmer was keeping pretty tight tabs on him. So this is hours long that this guy's fucking trying to plot this escape. And he said eventually Dahmer asked him if he wants to go to the bedroom. And as they're going to the bedroom, Dahmer slaps fucking handcuffs on his wrist.
Oof.
And he's like, Jeff, we're friends. You don't have to fucking do this. And he's just trying to fucking talk to him and just trying to not make him put the other one on because he knows if he gets both cuffs on, he's fucked. So they go back to the bedroom, and this guy says he goes back to the bedroom, and Exorcist 3 is playing on the TV.
Just on repeat.
Wow.
And, dude, this fucking creeped me out. I mean, all the other shit can creep me out.
Is this what you were saying was creepy earlier?
No, that was the Adam Walsh shit.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things that really creeped me out as well was when this guy said Dahmer took him back to his bedroom. He said as he's, like, trying to bullshit and just, keep Dahmer's mind off of putting the second handcuff on, he said Dahmer sat down on the edge of the bed and was, like, staring at the Exorcist 3 and started rocking back and forth and mumbling to himself.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
God damn, that is like... I couldn't imagine being in
it's
that
nightmare stuff.
situation. That is so crazy. Did he know that he was going to fucking die?
He knew that he was like he just had to plot his escape at some point.
Yeah.
They went back out to the living room, and at that point he fucking socked Dahmer, and then he made a run for it. The door was still unlocked for some reason.
Okay.
So he was able to get out, and he made it outside, and he's fucking naked. And
wait, how did he get naked? Were they going to bone? Or did Dahmer
I think the ruse was that Dahmer, it was always either like taking pictures or letting Dahmer suck his dick.
Yeah. So this dude was into it. He would have just fucked the guy.
He wanted $50.
Yeah.
So he made it outside, and he flagged down some cops, and he's like, dude, I can't convey like what's happening up there, but you need to just come up there. So these cops were like, all right, we'll fucking go up there. They went up there. These cops looked around, and I wrote down what they found in there. They found 4 heads in the kitchen, 7 skulls in the bedroom, 2 human hearts, an entire torso in the freezer, 2 penises, 2 skeletons, a pair of hands, a pair of hands, and 3 torsos in solution, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Jesus Christ.
Dude,
this is the big bust.
This is it. This is when they finally fucking got him.
That guy fucking escaped this life and is the reason he got caught.
Yeah.
Wow.
And oh my God. Did this guy like write a book or fucking...
I don't know, man. It's a great point.
Now I know
Something
why
we're
you
gonna
know
have
his
to look up.
name.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the main dude. This is the guy that
I'm
broke
pretty
the
sure.
case.
Could you look that up real quick, Jake?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Tracy Edwards.
Shout out Tracy Edwards. Holy shit,
Wow,
man.
dude.
That is some true Buffalo Bill, like escaping the house. Oh man.
But they got him,
I
and
gotta pit my
they
stomach.
he was eventually charged with 17 murders.
It did that. Is that all from like different body parts that he had that were conclusively 17 different people?
It's different body parts that they found, and also ones that he admitted
Wow.
to.
Okay, so at that point,
Yeah,
after you're done like 5 murders, you're just gonna admit the rest, right?
yeah.
Just so you know, Tracy Edwards is not the most popular Tracy Edwards. there was a British sailor also named Tracy Edwards.
Well, shout out to the non-British sailor,
Oh,
Tracy Edwards.
Snap. So in 2012, Tracy Edwards, who escaped Jeffrey Dahmer, was sentenced to prison for homicide.
What? Oh, my God.
What? Right?
Did he murder after that?
Yeah, I'm assuming, because it said Jeffrey Dahmer hero charged with homicide.
Oh no! Come on, Tracy.
Dude, also...
He threw someone off a bridge.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's the craziest PTSD. You gotta let him slide with
Yeah,
manslaughter.
he was just
on
doing a
that one.
Dahmer.
Wow.
It's like once you get juiced, you're gonna juice somebody else.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that is like, first of all, incredible retelling of that. That was captivating.
Oh,
I was
Dude.
like, that was scary.
And sorry, not to jump on Hero Edwards here, but his defense attorney, because he pushed the guy threw the guy off the bridge. His defense attorney's defense was, "It's like Humpty Dumpty."
What?
Because I guess like the guy's like sitting on the bridge and he pushed him or something like that.
Was it like?
That's what the defense went with.
yeah. EMTs didn't show up. All the king's horses and all the king's men did.
Wow.
And I'm sorry, but we couldn't put it back together.
Also, he died on impact. God damn, man. That guy's a fucking hero.
Dude.
Is he live,
Hold
though?
on. Yeah, here's this quote. He says this is about Dahmer, and this is Edwards' quote. Is that he put his head on my chest, was listening to my heart, and said he was going to eat my heart.
It's kind of nice though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a compliment.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that to my wife tonight.
Everybody's got a hungry heart.
All right. That dude he became his own little stinker in his own right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, man. This was crazy. All right, so the cannibalism, he just admitted to that, I guess, in the long run.
The cannibalism, the
Or were-
necrophilia,
Yeah.
all of it. I mean, he was an open book. They said when they got him in for questioning, I think they brought him in and started the interview at like 2, and he talked for 5 hours.
God damn.
Dude, they true little stinker fashion. They got him jacked up on Coca-Cola, and
I'll say anything on Coca-Cola.
Dude.
Yeah.
and he spilled like a fucking tipped over 57-gallon drum of fucking remains.
Well, I mean, with all the shit they found in his thing, he's getting life or, death penalty at that point. So I feel like,
I think he was relieved.
yeah. And then you're just going to tell him everything at that point. And then that's 91.
Yes.
And then was the trial just like a week of like, yeah, you're obviously
Yeah, everything was
guilty.
pretty quick, and he was prosecuted for the initial murder. I think the Stephen Hicks murder in Bath, Ohio, and that was as short as fucking possible. And he admitted to everything that he said lined up. He did not. They asked him about the fucking Adam Walsh thing, and he said, "I didn't do that."
Really?
And his reasoning was like, "I've told you about all this other fucked up shit. Why would I lie about this?" However,
You think he's just keeping one to the chest?
I think so, and I think in his mind he could rationalize the other ones because they were sexual in nature, whereas
He
this
wouldn't
one,
admit like pedophilia urges because the kid was so
right?
young.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I think if he was responsible for this, that might be why he wouldn't say
Hey,
that.
I'm
he
a
did
sick,
this.
twisted freak, but I ain't that sick.
Yeah.
And then, what's the sentence? Did he get put to death or did he die? in prison?
Life sentences. He was killed in prison.
No shit. What year was that?
94, I believe.
Yeah.
Didn't last long.
No, there was a guy. He was on a work detail, and he was working with 2 other guys, and the guy who killed him was a paranoid schizophrenic. Was that 94, Jake?
Yeah, I'm checking now.
The guy who killed him was a paranoid schizophrenic who beat him and the other worker to death with a metal pipe.
Oh, okay. So it was like a random, not like we're killing you because you're a sick, twisted freak.
People were coming for him,
Oh, really?
and he had conveyed that to his mom, who later kept in communication with him.
Really?
His mom actually, I don't know, this was kind of a weird situation because like his mom ended up going on to do pretty like admirable humanitarian work. She moved out to
Really?
California, and she lived out in the Fresno area, and she worked as a case manager for people with HIV and AIDS and helped find resources for them.
she's been trying to start her own fucking committee or whatever, and it's like, nah, we're gonna lay away from the Dahmer name. Like,
So he was 94, and about 6 years ago there was an interview with the inmate who killed Jeffrey Dahmer, and he explained why he did it.
What did he say?
He said like Dahmer wasn't like, he was one of the like type of prisoners who weren't like repentant about like anything that he did. He said like Dahmer would like he said details of Dahmer's brutal and unapologetic taunts towards other inmates. And the guy said in the interview, Dahmer used to fashion limbs out of prison food, applying ketchup on places to represent blood. And he said though there were taunts, the actions represented a more like chilling reality. And so he just like screw this guy and just took him out.
stinker to the end.
Very fucked up, but not one of the inmates complained about his 5-alarm chili.
Did he explain why he killed the other guy? Was it the same kind of logic? Or was he like, was the other excuse like, oh, well, I am a paranoid schizophrenic?
He was actually in there for an unpaid parking ticket. No, it says, Dahmer used to say like he had to the other inmates that he had a lust for flesh. Like he kept saying that in there, and like I don't know, he's like Dahmer would like poke at him with a mop and then like laugh under his breath and stuff. So he's like basically being bullied by Dahmer.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can't stand as a bully.
Yeah. yeah. That's where I draw the line.
Defending a serial killer. Well, he got bullied.
Yeah, we are anti-bullying here at Little Stinkers.
Man, all right.
It's funny, dude. It's one of the things, like knowing and seeing as little that I had seen for the longest time about Dahmer. I initially felt bad for him because he never struck me as somebody that seemed to take pride in what he did. Anytime I saw footage of him in court or being interviewed, he always very somber. Actually, I thought he might have been somewhere on the spectrum. He might. Who the fuck knows? I think he was diagnosed with schizotypal paranoid disorder, personality disorder.
Okay.
But I don't know that if he was ever diagnosed with anything related to autism.
Right.
Although his affect might dictate that. So I'd be interested to find out more about that.
Well, aw.
Yeah.
Dude, the only thing I ever knew about him was the cannibal thing, like serial killer cannibal. I guess it was just like, I don't know, when 91, I was like 5 years old or so. So I just like heard jokes about it like growing up, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I always thought in Mrs. Doubtfire, when he has the skeleton and he says Donner Party of 4.
Oh.
I thought he said Dahmer as a kid because it was just like the same time frame.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's a serial or a cannibal, so it's just a skeleton left. Didn't know about the Donner Party until about 15 years later.
Was that the plane crash?
I think they were like pioneers crossing the Sierra Nevada.
Okay.
And they just got caught in bad weather.
Oh, okay. Like cannibalism.
I think they all froze to death. Like it was just a tragedy. I'm not sure if there was any cannibalism.
I don't even know about the Donner Party.
All right, so why the fuck did that make it to the final script of that movie? It was for children. Nobody knew about it. I guess one for the adults. Yeah, that's what. I don't know if it was cannibalism, but I remember whoever explained that it was Donner Party of 4 made me feel like a real fucking dickhead. And if I think of who you are, I'm gonna fucking tell you about it.
We're gonna fucking cut your head off. We're gonna drill a hole in your head and fill it with acid, you dickhead.
I hope you don't have a dog because it's getting nailed to your tree.
So some of the migrants resorted to cannibalism to survive,
Okay.
eating the bodies of those who had succumbed to starvation, sickness, and extreme cold.
Yeah, it's like Alive, the airplane crash
Yeah.
movie.
They put the party in Donner Party.
Okay, yeah, they weren't like killing each other to eat. It was after they died.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but shout out to the Sierra Nevada mountain range, dude. I'll be there in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's your shit, buddy.
Woo!
Might take a trip up to Donner Lake. Bring some beef jerky.
Did they name it?
Well, boys, this was fun.
That was a good one. I learned a lot. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, man. This
Another impressive report by you. God
Oh
damn.
man, this is so much fun. I love doing these, and I can't wait to do more. I think now that we have 3 of the big names under our belts, I think maybe the next one might be one that flies under the radar a bit.
Yeah, a hipster.
Yeah, an artisan murderer.
A deep cut.
B-side, baby.
Yeah.
Who knows though?
Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This was fucking fun as hell.
Thank you, boys. Jake Matera, John Del Calo, Don Gel Calo. What was your other name?
Con Del Giallo. No, Con Gel Dallo. That's all 3 of them mixed up.
All right. Thanks for watching and listening to Little Stinkers. We'll see you soon.